Okay, so here we are, going to do the combine with Topstep. Get through this combine battle and become a funded trader. First, I have to set up my platforms. So I'm going to show you how I set up my NinjaTrader with the Rhythmic, which is like the interface for Topstep with NinjaTrader. I'm not going to go into the details about Thinkorswim. I'll do that in another video. That's there's a lot there with Thinkorswim. So I'll do that in another video. But this video, I'm just going to focus on NinjaTrader and Rhythmic, and then you'll see how I use my Thinkorswim for my charting in combination with these other two setups. So I've got everything downloaded, so now I need to get in. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Rhythmic. You have to open Rhythmic before NinjaTrader. And then once I get through the setup, I'm going to go into my strategy and my plan on how I'm going to beat this combine, become a funded trader, and get some payouts. So when you click on the icon to open Rhythmic, you get this little login thing where you'll have to log into, put your passwords and stuff like that in there. Just follow the instructions on the video that's on Topstep's website, and this will be easy. Don't follow the instructions, don't look at them, and this could be complicated. But when you follow the instructions, it's really, really simple. Okay, logging in. All right, once you open Rhythmic, you log in, you get this window here. And then you can do what you want. You can come in and each one of these things has a different tab on it. You got your positions tab, you got your recent orders. You have all these different things that you can put on your chart to see what you like to look at when you're trading. For me, I'm basically going to use the positions tab. And then I might use the dashboard as well, just to kind of get a snapshot of what's going on. But I definitely, when I'm trading, I want to see what's going on with my positions, the symbol that I'm in, how many positions do I have open and all that different stuff. I want to see my profit and loss. Like I want all that stuff on there. Now, if you don't want that stuff on there, you might want to look at getting rid of that. You can just shrink it way down to where you can't really see what's going on. So you can play with that and see some different ways to move things around and hide stuff that you don't want to see, and go through the different settings and stuff like that. But basically, I'm just going to look at using my positions tab here. We'll just do this for now. And then I may look at using the dashboard as well. So, and then, you got all these other stuff here that I'm not going to use. So this is all I really need. And then from here, I need to open up NinjaTrader and Thinkorswim. I'm going to put my charts up here on Thinkorswim in some fashion so I can kind of see what's going on with Thinkorswim. And then NinjaTrader, I need to open that. So NinjaTrader, you'll get the little pop-up screen asking you for your login. Log into your NinjaTrader. Okay, once you get logged into your NinjaTrader, you'll see the green little ball telling you that you've successfully got the connection that you want. So connections will show you your different connections. And then you can do different workspaces. There's lots of little tools that you can do on here. I got orders over here, so I can click on it and see orders. I can see executions, positions. Really all I care about is positions and orders. So I can look and see if I have any open orders. And then over here, of course, positions, I can monitor what positions I'm in and what's happening. When I think I'm out of a position and I look over here and it's still there, that's a problem. So positions is nice to have. So now I can come over here to new, click on new, and then chart. And there's all kinds of stuff here to play with based on whatever your strategy is and how you want to trade. But chart is what I'm using. And then I'm going to come up here and let's go with the ES. So if I just click ES, then you can see the futures ticker over here. And Thinkorswim, you got to use a / in front of it. But with NinjaTrader, just type in ES, and then I can click on it. All right, and then from here I can choose. See, now ES is down here. I can choose what chart, what time frame I'm on, value, so 5 minutes, or I can do 5 hours or whatever, days and all that different stuff. So 5 minutes is what I'm looking for, based on the last price. How many days do I want my chart to show me? 5 is fine for now. And then, or you can go to an end date, all these different little things, colors that you want your stuff to display, all that. I'm good with it just the way it is. So, yeah. And then I'm just going to hit OK. Then it pops up over here. Now that I got my chart up, I can start editing my chart. So right here, this little tab right here, properties, I can click on it. And then this is going to give me a whole bunch more options. If I like all these like lines and stuff like that are here, axis, crosshair, you know, that's your little thing that's going to be going around. Grid lines, horizontal. I don't want, so grid lines, I can come down here, go to color, and then transparent, because I don't want to see them. Apply. And then I can go to grid lines vertical, go to the color, transparent, because I don't want to see them. Apply. So now I don't have any grid lines on my chart anymore. So then over here, I can go through all this stuff and kind of customize it to be the way I want it to be, what fits my eyes, you know. I can play with all these different little things that are here. All right, next thing I'm going to do is here, chart trader. I want to trade off my chart. So left click, chart trader on. And now this lets me, you know, push all my buttons right here on my chart. Buy, sell, all that stuff. So ATM strategies. So in Thinkorswim, we have OCO orders where I can get into a trade and I can put my stop and my limit order in. And then when one of them is hit, the other one automatically gets erased. Over here, you can go custom and you can create your own custom OCO orders. So one ticker or one contract right here, quantity 1. Ticks, there's all these different things you can do it by price, percentage, whatever your deal might be. So quantity order 1, I use ticks, and then stop loss. This is where, you know, how far when I get into the order, it's automatically going to put my stop. If I leave it 0, it's not going to do anything, but it's going to be 1 for stop. But if I want to put in my limit order at the same time, I can put that in 2. If I don't want to put the limit order in my target, I just want my stop loss in, I can say how far away do I want my stop loss. So as I'm doing 8, 9, 10, it's going to do ticks. I can do that and then keep going. And then, you know, when I enter my order, to automatically put my thing in for there. So I'm in my sim right here, sim 101. So I'm going to show you what this does. So I got 30 on there. GC, I'm going to hit OK. So let's go here. So we're going to go ahead and buy this.
Order filled.
And then you can see it automatically put my stop down here. Now if I want to move that stop, I can left click it once and then just move my mouse. Put it where I want it to be. Let's say I want to put it right here. Left click one more time and it'll place it right there for me. If I want to adjust this, I can adjust it. But when you're in a custom order over here, a lot of times it won't let you. So put 4 and you get that message saying denied. If I go over here and I hit none and I do it again and I do that, denied, because this went in as part of an ATM strategy. So if I want to stop that doesn't do that, then I wouldn't do it this way.
Order canceled.
I can cancel it with that X. I can right click on my chart, sell, stop, market.
Order submitted.
Now I have 1, and now I can go here and add.
Order submitted.
So now it's 4 on my stop. I'm only in one position. Up here, this green box shows me the one position I'm in, and it's green because I'm in long. If it was red, I'd be in short. So with 4 now here, that means it's going to sell the one I have, and it's going to get me in short. So now that it's moving up, you can see that I'm 25 cents in profit as far as the move goes, not actual dollars and cents. Dollars and cents I'll see over here in this this chart right here, showing me my trade, my position, average price, P&L. So as it moves up, that'll show me my P&L, what's going on with it. So now you can see my P&L is $37 over here as this is going up. The bid and the ask is over here, so I can see if there's a spread, which there is right now, 25 cents spread on the bid and the ask. So if I have my positions on the chart, I can, you know, drag this up and chase it if I want to and let it pull back and get me out. Or if I just want to get out of the trade, I can hit close. And if I hit
Order
close,
filled.
it cancels the orders that are on here and it gets me out of my trade. So if I go back to ATM and I go custom, let's say I want my limit order to be in as well. So I'm going to put my limit order in. I'm just going to go to 10 for my profit. And I'm going to put my stop loss in here for, or 20, right? This way it's not so far away like it was last time. Okay, so then I can either save this as a template if I want to, or I can just click OK. Or I can come down here and click More. And if I wanted to automatically reverse my trade at my stop, I can do that as well. So I'm going to do that. Reverse my trade at the stop so you can see what happens. So now I'm in custom and I can edit it if I want. So only one contract, right? Because that's what the custom order was. And now I'm going to short this thing. Sell market.
Order submitted.
So now I'm short. So you can see my stop that's up here. Automatically put my stop in. I can pull it down. Top of this candle. And it's also got this additional order in to reverse my trade. If I decide I don't want that, as these are here, this row here, you got the red one says buy stop, and then you got the white or silver one buy stop. These X's are in line with that. So this first X is the red one, second X is the silver one. So if I want to cancel the silver order, I just click this X and I'll cancel that order.
Order canceled.
See, now it's canceled. But also my limit order is automatically in here because I had added the limit order, and I can click it and drag it up to a target right there, right? So once it hits this limit order or this stop, it should erase the other one that's on the chart. Let's see if we can capture that here real quick. All right, it's going to retrace the candle as expected. Let's see if it'll go enough to trigger this limit order. Okay, right there, getting ready to trigger that limit order as expected, retracing. Oh, I'm just missing it. I was expecting like a 50% retrace. There it is right there. Just got to go with just one tick more and it would get me. Will it do it? Come on, you can do it. Hurry up. Well, I guess I'll eat some sushi while I'm waiting for this thing to do its thing so I can show you what happens.
Target filled.
All right, so you see how I did that? So that's how I set up for OCO orders in NinjaTrader, so I can set it and forget it, walk away, and not have to worry about it. I have my target in, my stop, all that stuff. And then in custom, I just rename it OCO, OCO 1, 2, whatever it's doing. I do it right there. So the biggest thing is when I come in here custom, so when I come in here is, how many contracts am I trading? I just got to remember to put that in there. So that can be in there. The only thing I wish it would do is, which it doesn't do, is when I want to reverse my trade, I can't tell it to add contracts. So I can't add additional contracts automatically in reversing my trade. So if I want to reverse my trade and add contracts, I'll go here and use a pre-deal. So custom right there, we're coming down, coming to the bottom of this. I'm going to go ahead and buy this to the long side.
Order submitted.
Okay, so I'm into the long side. Drag it up, left click again to let go of it. Bring this down, put it here. All right, so now I have my stop in, but I want this to actually, I want to get into this trade short with more contracts than just what I already have. So if I want to do that, I have to come actually over here, right click. I'm going to take off my strategies because I don't want this to add more contracts later. So take off that, come down, sell stop market, 2, because that's what I want to add 2 more.
Order submitted.
Boom. So now I have that additional order in. So now, now you can see the 3 squares. Now this third square is this box way out here, middle square, middle box, all the way right square. Next to the red line is the red box. So now if it comes down and hits that target, it will get me out of my trade and close out this limit order up there and add 2 contracts to my trade. Now, if I wanted my stop to automatically go in, when I added this, I would have selected an ATM order that I already preset for OCO. And then when this reversed, it could automatically put my stop and limit order in as like an OCO basically. And then I can move those around and the same thing happens that you just saw. The biggest thing is anytime you do orders like this and the trade changes, you always want to go over your orders window and double check that the trade is actually happening the way you're expecting it to happen. Okay, so now I'm going to trail my stop up now that we're finally moving up. Right there.
Order submitted.
And then it pulled back and automatically I was a winning trade and then it reversed my position automatically. But I did have this OCO order ATM strategy set up here. I didn't have it on none. So you can see it reversed my position and then automatically look to add stops. So you just got to be careful that you don't
order canceled.
Have stuff show up on your chart that you don't want on your chart. So just really pay attention, traders. That's the only downside is sometimes you can get caught there. The other place you can find yourself getting in trouble a little bit is accounts right here. You got to make sure you're on the right account. When you click on this, it's going to show you all of your different accounts, your sim accounts, your whatever, all your different Topstep accounts, stuff like that will all be right there. If you have other platforms like TD Ameritrade or now Charles Schwab, all those things may be in there. So just make sure you're on the right account when you're placing your trades so you don't get yourself in trouble. Now here's a little secret. With NinjaTrader, you can change your account names to make it look like whatever you want. So if someone's trying to tell you they're really trading with a real account, they can easily change this name and make it look like a real account. So you have no idea if someone's using NinjaTrader, if they're trading in a real account or a sim account. There's no way of knowing if they don't want you to know. So kind of a downside to NinjaTrader is it allows a bunch of fake traders to go on different channels and try to show you how awesome they are, because in the sim accounts, it also lets you manipulate what your account totals are. So you can literally make someone think you're in a real account and show them profits. And any losing trade, you just don't have to show them. You can go in your account totals, rearrange your account totals to still fit what's going on. Not cool, but it is what it is. If you see anybody trading with a lot of platforms out there, you can do some stuff like that. So just because you see a trader trading on a channel doesn't mean they're really trading, and doesn't mean even what they show you on their platform is accurate as far as how much money they've made, etc. So take it with a grain of salt when you're watching traders trade on channels. If they're not really, they don't seem like they're that good, they're probably not, and they're probably faking it. All right, so we're going to close this position.
Order filled.
So there you go. We took 4 trades, 4 little scalps of profit. Pretty nice. All right, so what else with NinjaTrader? Up here, if you want to draw on your chart, first of all, you can go over here to cursor, and global is what I like, because then these lines travel around with you, so you can see where everything is. Time frame on the bottom and on the sides, pretty cool. But you can do local as well, like that. Whatever it is that you want to do. It's really about what fits your eyeball and what data you want to see with your deal. So cursors, you can go up to draw, this little pencil, and then you can draw lines. If you want to draw a line, you can do that by just left clicking, draw the line however you want to draw this line. So some people might feel like it's annoying to have these crosshairs when you're doing that. So you can always come up here, just go to your arrow. Now when you're moving your line around, you don't have crosshairs going everywhere, right? So there's your line tool. Once your line is down, if you left click on it and then right click, you can go to properties, and then you can edit what that line is. You want to change the color of it, what do you want to do with it. Template, you can go ahead and save it, so you can load in whatever you have saved. And you can change the width of the line right here, width of number 2, opacity of the line. Like, you have a bunch of different options in here. So there you go. And the other, I think, common tool on here is horizontal line. So when you do horizontal line, all you have to do is click on the chart wherever you want it to be, and it's there. Then you can left click on it, right, and then right click, left click to activate it, right click, get the properties, change stuff again if you want, or left click on it, then right click, and you can go to remove or copy. If you do a bunch of work in there and you want your lines to be a specific way, you can hit copy and then right click. Once you're deselected from it, you can right click and then go to paste, and then your copied line will be there. The other way you can get into it is double click twice with left click, and it'll automatically go into the same thing where you can change all your stuff, so you don't have to right click if you don't want to. You can double click with the left mouse. Right click or left click, then activate, right click, remove to delete them. Or once you left click on it and you get it activated, you can just hit the delete button on your keyboard. So another tool up here is your risk reward. So this one, what happens is when you click on it, is you'll click where you got in and you'll draw across, and then the red line is your stop. So let's say it's here, and then you can see where it automatically drew your green line down here. It automatically by default does a 2-to-1 risk reward. Now if I double click on that thing, I can come up here and then risk reward ratio 2. I can go to 1, apply, and then it automatically shrinks it down. Apply. So you can have different risk rewards on here that you might want to do. 1.5 maybe, so you got that. Now So it's pretty fast. And like I said, double click on it. Then you just come up here, go to your risk reward, apply, and then you got your risk reward in there. So that's 1, but it looks a little bit not quite like 1. All right. A little bit off to me. But that might just be my eyeballs. I didn't do the math on the numbers. If you try to move one of these, because it's risk reward, it's automatically going to move the other one. And then again, you can left click on it. So if you left click just on these lines here, it's hard to get, but these little hard angle lines you can grab, and then you can move this around, do whatever you want to do to it. And you can delete it. So over here on this box, you can change your candlesticks, whatever you want your chart to look like. But I think one of the more common thing would be bar spacing. If you want your candles to be further apart, you can come up here and keep clicking bar spacing to spread your candles out. Or if you want your candles to be thicker or thinner, you can bar width, and you can fatten them up if you want to fatten them up. So another thing with NinjaTrader is if you go on any of your axes, your vertical or horizontal, and left click, you can stretch it out and you can shrink it. Left click, you can stretch it tall and you can stretch it short. Now if you hit control and then left click on your chart, you can move it up and down, or you can move it left and right. You don't have to let go of control. You can go in a circle if you want. Just anywhere on your chart, hit control, then hit control and then left click, and then you can do that. If you decide you want to change your time frames up here, minutes, 5 minutes, you can change your parameters, configure it custom if you want. And you can come in here and look at the different tickers and change them, or you can just click in there and, you know, add whatever ticker you want, and then click on it, and then you got your deal. So that's basically how I use my charts for NinjaTrader. The last little piece is this, 2 little pieces is this F up here. Once I've moved this, or maybe your chart looks like this, and you're like, where is I don't know where my chart, what is going on? F is probably showing up here, which means you can go back. Now, if you haven't messed with it, there's no F up here. But as soon as you mess with it, that basically F shows up and you can go back. See, look up top, F is there, now I can go back. All right, now down here, this little plus lets me add another chart. So if I want to add another chart here, let's go with YM. Let's go MYM. MYM is the micros. Basically, the micros, you know, it's the same chart. Basically, actually, I've found discrepancies in the charts a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same chart. The difference is it costs less to purchase, and you make less per move, per each dollar it moves. So I'm going to double click on that. It goes in. I'm just going to leave everything the way it is. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could save a template and then load that template if I want to, and then click OK. So now here we are. So now you see how I have all these lines back on here and stuff. So every time I click on this, I'm going to have to go back in, erase all these lines, and do it all over again. But had I saved, if I'm here, if I want to save this as a template, I right click on the chart, come down to templates, go over, save as. I'm just going to call it 1, save. So now when I add that thing and I go over and I click on, I don't know, MYM again, go to ZW. DW. Now up here on the right side here, I go to template 1 and then OK. And now added the chart without all those lines, as you can see. You can see how much volume is in this ticker. This is insane. Let's go 15 minutes. So yeah, so now you get your same chart. And that's one way you can just set up one chart and then add all the other ones that you might want to watch. And then you can just click back and forth to go to each one. And if you don't like it, that little X, you can just get rid of it with that little X, and then you're good to go. So there you go with NinjaTrader. Very simple to use. You know, everything is right here. And when you want to log out, you can click here to log out. But another thing to do would be go to Workspace. Okay, so go to Workspace, and then you can save it. Save as. You know, if you already did save it, and you're just saving it, or you could save as, close, remove, all that stuff. This way, every time if you load up different things and you want to go back to a workspace, you have it there and you can go back to it. And then once you're done with NinjaTrader and all your stuff, I don't know if you have to do this, but I always close out my Rhythmic first because I had to open it first in order to use my charts. So I always come into my Rhythmic, close it, Do you want to exit the application, save current settings? I don't want to save current settings at the moment. And then, okay, if I want it to show up exactly the way I have it right now, every time I open it, save current settings. But I'm going to go ahead with not doing that. NinjaTrader, when I close NinjaTrader, just this X right here, don't close your chart. Close it off of this NinjaTrader, new tools, all that stuff right here, and then close. Do you want to save your workspace? Topstep, I could save it if I want to. Right now I don't. And then do you want to save your workspace untitled? Nope, I don't want to save anything. And then it's gone. So there you go. So that's basically how I set up my charts. That's how I have everything set up in order to be able to trade. Okay, so what is the strategy that I'm going to use to trade with? And this strategy has to fit my trade plan. Now here's the problem. The number one thing with a trade plan is your PLG, your personality, your lifestyle, and your goals. Your strategy has to fit your trade plan, and your trade plan has to fit your personality, your lifestyle, and your goals. Well, with Topstep's rules, it's a little bit tricky for me because I like to trade on a 4-hour candle. A 4-hour candle, the moves, they could take 4 hours per candle, but the moves will be huge because of that. So one move can be thousands of dollars. Well, I can't do thousands of dollars potentially because I may not have that breathing room with Topstep's rules of $3,000, max loss in a day. If I'm trading the minis, if I go to the micros, I can. So I need to buy a lot more contracts. Well, when I first start out with the combine, I can only have 3 contracts. So I'm not going to make that much money. So there's different time frames can bring in different profit and loss potentials. So that may be a factor in why you decide one time frame over another. So the other thing is a 4-hour candle, you have to be out of your trades with Topstep every day. And a 4-hour candle, let's do it. Pull up 4 hours. Let me show you. So you get basically 2 candles before the end of the day, 3 candles before the end of the day, and then you're out. So is there enough time for a trade to work in there before I have to sell it? And if I have to sell it before the trade can conclude, then I might be missing a big, move at the end of the day where it sells off real fast. And I'm like, now I'm going to get back in when the market reopens, but now I'm getting back in at a bad price. So I'm actually taking a loss to get back in, which then messes up the risk reward ratios. It just becomes a thing. So let me go back to 5-minute candle. So trading on the 4-hour candle, also because there's not so many of them, I only have to look at my platform like 7 minutes a day, and I can trade. I don't mind working 7 minutes a day to make, a few $100, $1,000, whatever. But when you're looking at 5-minute candles and things, you're kind of stuck there all day watching your charts because every 5 minutes a new candle's opening, and something could be happening within that 5 minutes that you need to be aware of so you can prepare for your trade when that candle closes, or maybe when that candle hits a target, whatever it is, that's your strategy. Whereas a 4-hour candle, it's a lot. I got 4 hours to come back, check on it, figure out if I want to jump into a trade or not. Because I trade based on closing candles, not based on what happens in the middle of a candle move. I need to see closing candles. So it makes it easier for me. So I prefer to trade on the 4-hour candle. It's a lot less work, a lot less time on station, and a lot more money per move. But based on Topstep's rules with the combine, I can't do that. So I've decided I'm going to trade on the 5-minute candle. The 5-minute candle with YM and GC because it allows me to have a big enough move to make some money, but not too big to where my account is going to be at risk. The downside is it's a high frequency trading strategy because it's a 5-minute candle, and I'm going to have to take a lot more trades to make that money I would normally make on a 4-hour candle taking one trade. So it's a lot more work on my end, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a go on the 5-minute candle and try it out. Now, if I wasn't a successful trader already and just doing this Topstep thing so that I can make videos about it and show you all what Topstep's all about, because that's the hot topic right now. If I wasn't doing it for that, I'd want to trade in the simulator for 6 months, make sure I know everything, make sure it's all working. I wouldn't pay Topstep a monthly fee to be in their simulator. I would just buy NinjaTrader and trade a NinjaTrader sim and pay NinjaTrader like the $20 a month data fee or whatever and just do it there. And then when I was ready, I would get into Topstep. And that's how I would do it if I was a new trader. But if I wait 6 months to sim trade this 5-minute candle strategy, then by the time I get there, you all might not be interested in Topstep anymore. So I don't have that time. So I'm going to jump right in with this 5-minute candle. So here's my strategy. What you're seeing with this line with squares on it, that is a custom indicator that I created. And that's one thing that's cool about Thinkorswim. They have a ton of indicators you can pick from and see how they work out for you and do if they do what you want them to do. But in the ThinkScript and also in other, Thinkorswim also provides a lot of other tools where you can go in and create your own stuff. You can create custom charts, custom everything. You can like do your own thing. So NinjaTrader also offers that same thing. They offer like an open source platform where you can buy other people's creations and all that stuff too, which is pretty cool. But Thinkorswim is the one I'm familiar with, and I didn't want to learn something new with NinjaTrader when I already have something that works for me. So I created this custom indicator. I call it my algo indicator, and it works off of some very strict data points, so that I can feel pretty confident that every time I'm seeing a move here and a switch, that it's based on the same parameters that this switch happened. So that allows me to go and get a statistical proven probability of success on solid data points without the risk of like a cup and handle. If I'm looking at cup and handles candlestick patterns, does it matter if my cup is really deep or is it's only a little bit shallow? This one's only 1%, this one's 1.2% deep. It took 50 bars for that cup to conclude. This one only took 20 bars. All those are variations. So now when you look at a cup and handle show up, you're like, does this fit the variation that I think it should fit? Is it a little bit different? How do I have a statistical proven probability of success if the variations are different? So it can get tricky. So that's why I ended up creating my own custom indicator that lets me have that solid data points to be able to trade from, that I know that this is going to be the same as this is going to be, that's going to be the same as this, so that now I can go and get a statistical probability. And then if I find a particular ticker is really choppy, I can make adjustments to my custom indicator to smooth out the chop as well. So it makes things a lot better. So the way it works is this. I switch from green bars or green boxes to this purple boxes, or teal boxes to this purple boxes. That indicates a short trade. And when a short trade triggers at the close of this candle, I can jump in the trade and then mark it up. If I mark it up using this tool on Thinkorswim right here, off of my indicator, it gives me a projected move with the highest probability. This is my target. This is my stop. So it works out pretty easy. It doesn't always work. Right there was a winner too. But right here, it wasn't. A little fake out right here. I call these speed bumps. Speed bumps. Things on its way up, you get this little blip, a speed bump, and I'm going to trade the speed bump. And basically what I do is, this is my target, this is my stop, and it's 1-to-1. You can see the even spacing is I have this other draw, and then I'll make these gray. So when you see gray ones on my chart, those are speed bumps. So once my trade goes against me and gets to my stop right here, I'll reverse my trade, and then I'll add a bunch more contracts on there sometimes. So by the time I get to this first line, I've already been paid back for the loss. And when I get to the second line, I've made what I was planning on making on this first trade, if the speed bump has a very high probability of success, like 90% and things like that. If it doesn't, then I got to look at things a little differently. So in a nutshell, that's how I trade it. When it goes from purple to green, it's a long trade. So fairly simple, right? That's why I call it the simple switch, is my trading system, because I want to keep trading simple. I don't need volume on my chart. I don't need 50-day moving average, 200, VWAP, all that. I don't need any of that. I just need to know when my indicator is switching. And as long as it's switching, I'm trading. I have different ways of using my indicators. Futures, bigger time frames, I'll have different indicator setups that work better with those time frames. But with the short time frame, this ladder strategy, or rodeo strategy, I should call it, because sometimes it can be crazy when it's choppy. You're just speed bumping like crazy just to keep up with the market. It still finished green a lot of times, but man, it feels like mental workout. So yeah, simple switch, just switch, and I do my thing. So that's basically the strategy that I'm trading. Okay, so I'm going to trade the GC ticker and the YM ticker. Those are the two tickers. I don't want to juggle more tickers. I want to keep my brain from overheating. I'd rather, especially on the 5-minute candle, when everything can happen at the same time. And they're two very different tickers. YM is the Dow Jones and GC is gold. So I don't want to trade two tickers of the same thing. Like I really don't want to trade gold and silver, right? I'd rather be in like gold and oil maybe, or, you know, just maybe gold and wheat, or the Dow Jones and wheat. So I would like to have a variety of stuff. So this way, if the market is just really choppy in one area, maybe it's smooth in the other, they're not really going to be too bad off, I don't think, as far as following each other if they're very different. So that's one thing. The next thing is, now that I got my strategy, what does my trade plan tell me to do? Based on my PLG, what is my trade plan? What does my trade plan tell me to do? So I'm only going to trade between 7:15 in the morning and 11 p.m. at night. That's a long day. There's trades in there I might miss. So when you're looking at your proven statistical probability of success, what is that? When someone says I have a 60% success rate, what does that mean? Is that every Monday when you trade? Is it every day between 9 in the morning and 12 in the afternoon? Or is that every available trade 24 hours a day with every single possible ticker that you could be trading? Like, you have to trade them all to be able to get that. Like, what does that mean? So how's that number achieved? Because if you don't trade to that spec, then you're not going to get the same results. You know, if that number is achieved on Mondays and you're trading on Friday, you might have like a 20% win rate. So really important to know how that number is achieved. So anyway, so there you go. So basically, in a nutshell, in my master class over at simpleswitch.teachable.com or 2020daytrader.com, I go over all the details on how I create a trade plan. It's a very detailed thing. There's a lot of information that goes there. If you don't create a trade plan correctly, I don't think you can be a successful trader. And it's the most important thing a trader has is a trade plan. So it's some pretty long, detailed information that's over there at simpleswitch.teachable.com or 2020daytrader.com. Or if you just click the link below, you can pop over and see that information that I have about creating trade plans. All right, so sometimes you'll hear me say when I'm trading, like I'm speed bumping, which I just told you about. And other times I'll be like, I'm reversing my trade. Now I might reverse my trade because of a variety of things. So let me see here. Let's see, did we get something here? All right, so this will be one right here. So anytime a dot or square is inside of a candle body, I call it a tower candle. Tower candles like to retrace a lot of times. So if I got into this trade to the long side right here, and then maybe I heard news come out about the Dow Jones, you know, something crazy happened, then I might reverse my trade because I'm expecting it to go down when I was in it long. A speed bump happens when I hit my stop and I automatically switch my trade because it's on its way down. You get this bump up and then it carries down more. That's a speed bump. But if there's some news or something weird happens that tells me I need to reverse my trade, then I reverse my trade. So you might hear me say I'm speed bumping this. That's what that means. Or you might hear me say, hey, I'm going to reverse my trade. That means I didn't get to my stop and there's a reason for me to reverse this based on what's going on. Whether it's news, some other statistical probability, like a tower candle wanting to retrace 50% or more, things like that. Or I might have got into it long when I should have got into it short. I pushed the wrong button, click reverse my trade kind of thing. So some of the terminology, when you're watching me trade, you'll know why I'm saying those things. And then I like to look at candles and say, this is a wick and this is a tail. You know, some people will say this is a shadow. Some people will say both of these are shadows. They're the shadows of the candle body. You know, everybody has their own little thing. When I like to trade, I like to say this is a wick and this is the tail. So yeah, that's about it. That'll do it for this video, and then we'll bring the live we'll bring the live trade uploads to you next week. First week in the combine, battle of the combine. I do not want to blow up this account. I'd like to get through the combine in about a week or two, get on to funded trading and start taking some payouts. But I don't know what's going to happen when I get into the 5-minute candle. Can I handle the speed of it? Is it overwhelming? Do I make mistakes? I'm not sure what's going to go down there, but we're going to find out together. All right, see you next Sunday.